Cloud9 versus New England Whalers. It is going to be on Nuke, and hopefully it'll be a bit of a slobber knocker to start us off. You never really know.
Yeah, we hope to see some good action, don't we? Always when we join the server. Let's see, what are we going to get from this pistol to start things off? Looks like a heavy ramp play. Sonic can be challenged, and oh my word. So one player to highlight from that previous matchup on Nuke, Poen alone. He got 34 kills in that matchup. Definitely a standout player for the team.
Well, it's a good thing he was living up to his name then, and he was at least being able to Poen alone. Ooh. All right, well, DJ opens it up, taking down the man of the match, as he unloads the Glock straight into the cranium and leaves him drop down to the ground. So we've got 3 CTs remaining and a potential retake to salvage this pistol round. It's not gone well from the get-go. Can they bring it back? They've got a smoke, they've got a kit. Apparently they've got the natural reactions and the tools to win it in the firefights as well. Floppy doing damage as he beats off the booby. And DJ and Rampage go sicko mode to shut it down, though, and deny the CT response, Ben. So New England Whalers, they open it up. And they've dropped a bind as well by accident there.
Oh, that is a bind dropped. Wow.
He has dropped the bind.
Oh
What
my
was the
word.
flame? I just can't imagine only being able to use one weapon, even then being mediocre with it. Sorry.
Oh, wow.
Rampage, you can't be doing that.
Can't be doing that. Okay, I mean, that sometimes happens, right? Sometimes you press a bind by mistake.
Yeah, he's accidentally reached over and hit num key, you know?
Yeah, yeah. So pistol goes New England Whalers. That's different to what happened in the previous game, but look at this. We've got a lobby crunch coming through. 3 players towards hut. Oh, they actually just can't play inside. This is scary. DJ's in a good position to deal with this. Oh, that flash. Well, that's 1 flash assist already for the Bucks.
Ooh, it looked like it was actually going to own them as well. The way they played it was nice. Obviously, for an actual strategy to go for Cloud9 there with the lobby crunch. Well timed on the footing, the flashbangs were good. Unfortunately, the response was just better. Poen alone already in with 4 frags to his name.
So, you know, you mentioned the flash side of things for Cloud9, right? That was one of the big points. So Nuke is traditionally one of the worst maps you can get flash assists on. So obviously that means you do limit some of Cloud9's teamwork ability. And that's kind of been noticeable in the past. I do remember seeing cases of, you know, we only have like 1 flash assist across 26 rounds of Nuke. Just because they don't actually do that much. Like, you can do an upper push with a flash, but it's not going to give you too much here. Like, this is just a eco round, but somehow they're still getting some kills back. Although one of them's on their own teammate. But nevertheless, it's still 2 casualties. I think both the Mach 10s, right? Not that bad. I'd be amazed if Floppy can get something else done, which obviously not. Let's see though, we're going to have a gun round. So I was actually really impressed by OC as well. Like, he was incredibly quick on the AWP, was the other thing. Very surprising. Like, out-AWPing, I mean, in my mind it's automatic. He was out-AWPing like, really well.
Yeah.
But there was other people in the group as well that he was doing incredibly well against. Let's see then.
It was the flow of the game so far. It's been a nice early 3 rounds for New England Whalers. Can they harpoon straight into a 4th, though? Will Cloud9 be able to respond? OC towards outside. The flick was there. But he's essentially just been forced off the angle. Has to play back towards deep CT by the box, watching the cross. But he's not going to see that secret control has already fallen. A man has slipped inside the secret.
Yeah, and I'm just trying to check. There is nobody on lower from the Cloud9 side. Sonic's making his way down now. So that contact might be hard towards the window side because he's on the radar. But they're actually going out A at the same time, and JT and Floppy, that's easy pickings. There was not much there.
Ooh. Trades coming in. Good damage done from DJ on the flick up to Motum. We're left into a 2 versus 2 now. 55 seconds still on the clock. The rotation comes around from both the CTs, realizing it is a play towards the B site. Fast peek from OC, works towards Decon. And he does clean up the contamination that was spilled towards the site, punishing both of them with the AWP. And they get their first round on the board.
I have to say praise to whoever heard them actually going towards lower there. Because that upper bomb site was gone. They mollied nest. There was no way for players to rotate in. They took a risk, gambled towards lower, and it paid off immediately. Really nice movement there from the 2v2 angle, at least. But that A attack, it seemed quite. I think the wording's probably like a bit gap. Like there's a big gap between each player coming through. It was a bit questionable. Another buy though. One player having to suffer Rampage on the Tech9. The Galil on Ben. Ben 1337, or we're going with Ben Lee.
Big Ben Lee.
Big Ben Lee.
Big Ben Lee.
Yeah.
The absolute lunatic. He just nubs numbers. What's your favourite combination of numbers, Ben?
I'm actually a big fan of 7. Just 7.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's not the worst, to be fair.
I think it's a great number.
It gets a 14 quite easily out of it. Obviously quite nice.
14 was my second favourite.
Oh, wow.
Easy combination there. So delayed smoke's going outside. OC is towards outside, but you can see him in the distance there. He is smoked off completely. So they will need to make a rotation, which you can see, I think it's Motum that's going to be bypassing Sonic, unless they double up on ramp, one way or the other. They need to have somebody towards low, just in case of that secret potential.
I mean, ramp-wise, they're absolutely set right now. They've got the 2-player setup. They'd have the rotation in as well from OC that flashed it, just so they can save their utility until a push is made. Meanwhile, back over at the Barnfield site, though, this is where the true play is going down. They swarm out towards the site. JT with a great adjustment, getting the shots off to slow down the push. Thought Rampage was going to do a fair amount of damage with the Tech-9, but Turmoil is thrown his way, and it's all left on Big Ben Leet. He's not Leet enough for that one. Overthrown by Sonic. Quick on the response, he goes down, and that's Cloud9's second.
Second on the board, that should be the eco round now from the England Whalers. They got onto that bomb site quite easily. Like, in a weird way, it seemed like it was because there was a lot of separations in the team. New England Wales players dropping some binds by mistake quite often, evidently.
They are loving the binds. I did enjoy that. Yeah, that's acceptable. I did enjoy that opening bind though, because it's one of those where it's like, even if it was a mistake and you say sorry, it's already too late. It's happened.
It's an easy round though, just a bit of a throwaway. Try the vent dive. Bomb goes down. No players though. Well, I suppose the model might have.
Oh,
okay.
Ben Lee. All right. That's a sickeningly good shot with the Deagle, at least. It's one frag. I mean, if they could try and get a couple more out of it, make it a bit more costly for the CTs, it wouldn't be too bad.
Yeah, the thing is, they know the bomb's in the vent, right? Like, that, they have no reason to peek this. Like, they're stuck inside. OC will get them if they try to cross, but evidently they don't care. I suppose Counter-Strike is confidence at times. Like, yeah, you want to show we're not going to actually give you any space to work with. We're here to destroy you. Like, that's it. So have you seen too much of the Cloud9 side, or has it just been a case of seeing the old lineups, mainly the South African lineup, or the Denial? Is that what they were under?
Obviously before they changed. Or...
Yeah.
I haven't really seen too much. How have they been progressing? Because obviously I've seen, like, utility-wise, when we've discussed it, they have been looking, like, really good in terms of the overall synergy. How well have they been doing, though?
So the main thing was the Road to Rio finish. So they finished third there.
Oh, that's pretty good.
To get third, they beat Liquid as well.
Ooh.
So that's a fantastic win, right?
Yeah, that's sick.
But since then, I mean, the DreamHack Masters performance, not great. So this A push is actually going to get flanked immediately. But Sonic's not even looking. Where are they looking?
What is going on? Ben, there's carnage occurring. We're left into a 2v2 already, and it's down to JT on the bomb site. He has the bomb. It's just laid on a platter in front of him, essentially. Motum sprints in, playing aggressively towards the smoke. And the two Ts want to make this one troublesome. Beautiful peek and lovely execution. Great form on the squat there from Ben, but Motum! Oh, the reply on the spray down. The massacre with the M4. And Cloud9, they clutch out that round.
Yeah, I mean, that's rough.
Yeah.
But the main
Bit of a
thing,
scrap.
so like just going back to the Cloud9 side of things, it was a case of they performed well in that tournament, right? I think that was mostly them catching people off guard. But then they need to progress further from that, which is a case of now, how well do you perform when people are actually looking at you, rather than you catching them off guard? Which is always a kind of awkward question, right? We've seen teams like Mad Lions do it, like Big now will be doing the same thing. Teams that pop up, they beat a top level team or multiple. It's how well can they do a month later? Can they repeat it?
Look at this great escape that's going on towards outside as well. Oh, they nearly pulled it off.
That's
the unfortunate fact is, though, Motum up on top of Reds, getting those two frags and dropping the bomb really throws a massive spanner into the works. If they were a washing machine, they would be broken right now, Ben.
Because of that spanner.
Yeah, I mean, it would, you know,
instead of
really
fixing
do
the
some
problem,
damage to the internals, wouldn't it?
really just throwing that spanner in. Not long for this world is Big Ben Leet, I imagine.
Can he get much out of it, though? Timing-wise, Floppy had no idea. So Ben's already got 2 kills into the round. Again, just minor economic damage. Throwing stones at them, but still at least doing somewhat. Floppy! Oh, you're mad, lads. He's gone in. Obviously, friendly banter, of course, I assume. All still mates.
Yeah, I mean, I think we can get rid of the chat in some way, right? We'll have a look at what the command is. But I'm not sure if it's on our end, though, if I'm perfectly honest.
I don't know.
Because I feel like at some point something might be dropped that we probably don't want people to see.
Yeah, probably. I mean...
Because they can be taken out of context as the awkward bit.
Yeah. Friendly banter.
Yeah.
Just a bit of banter with the boys, Ben. I just didn't expect it. It was not ready. Ooh, totem pole wise, terrorist boosting up over towards red. It's a good peek from Pone Lane. Actually catches OC off guard as well, and he's a huge set piece. In terms of that CT side, he needs to be on the ball with that AWP towards outside. He's already had quite a lot of impact frags with it and been able to deny the rotation, so taking him down this early on could be really big for the overall grand scheme of the round. There's another kill in favour of the T's, though. DJ takes out Floppy. Sonic's looking for the peak, but he can't really find the angle. Taken too long to advance as well. So JT goes down. And they're in troublesome waters, Ben. It's not looking good, but he's trying to make the best of a bad situation. Sonic, few frags found. Gets a 2-piece and leaves it all on the man of the match himself, Motum, with an M4. Can he really do too much, or is this just going to be a bit of a save?
Kind of needs to save. Is the awkward bit. He could do with getting OC's up. But I think Pone Lane probably catches him off here. Because he's holding the angle on the actual up right now. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah. So all off the back of the up pick to start the round off, which then forced the attempt at control play right towards lobby. Just a nice bit of hold play there from DJ, really. He gets the 2 kills needed of him. He would have been fine with 1 and information, if I'm perfectly honest as well. They already had the man advantage. But we are seeing the trouble of the CT side here, aren't we? So you've won 4 or 5 rounds in a row. I mean, they weren't that healthy, but you know they were still relatively like 4 alive, 3 alive, 1 alive, 2 alive, 2 alive. So it's not that bad. But you've only got 2 M4s, a FAMAS, MP9, and 5.7 after losing 1.
Yeah, it's not fantastic. So obviously the call is to try and play around it, get a bit more aggressive, find yourself in the nooks and crannies towards outside, basically, and they've not got much out of that. They went for the 3-man gamble early on, expecting potentially a bit of a burst coming out. Obviously, New England Whalers, they've got the rifles, try and take that outside control, play with the range advantage. Instead, nothing really worked. So they've backed up. They've linked themselves up as a bit of a wolf pack towards ramp. So let's see if this band of Marauders can actually get much done. Peeking out, they're just being punished. Their heads are being ripped off and their bodies are being left lifeless on the ground, Ben. So losing 2 players isn't an ideal start to the round.
Yeah, it's a case of knowing they had no utility, so they can't play the long round situation. Like if an execute comes into them on A, you have no smoke to put the Molotov out. You know, you can't do anything about it. So let's see then. It looks like they might end up running into the stack here anyway. But let's be real, how much can they actually get done? They're all a bit tagged.
Yeah, green around the gills. Like an overfed fish, I would imagine. Not by experience, of course. Oh, Sonic's burning. It's spread.
He's got a squeaky vent as well. There is a situation here where Cloud9 do win this out. Just by the timing.
Oh, OC though, talking of timing! Needed to adjust his watch there. So it forces it again, just onto 1 man. Motum. But it's basically the same issue, yeah. You've got to save it. He's the only one with an actual rifle, so just sprint away. Shouldn't overextend out through garage, so he shouldn't be seen anyway by Pone Lane. Won't matter. Doesn't really have a reason to face this, right? But
yeah, it's a goblin angle, to be fair.
This
is a goblin angle. It's the same as the AC one, isn't it? Like right behind the AC on top.
Just pixel sniffing. Literally face in the monitor.
Like this one isn't as bad in terms of like the pixel sniffing. It's just like when you're coming out of main in that angle, you're not looking into garage when you're coming around that corner.
No.
Like you're always like looking either secret side, you're looking towards CT blue, nest, CT. Like there's so many different places. But nobody comes into the goblin's cave. He gets away with
Give the goblin
this.
his gold.
Yeah,
you got to keep his gold, Ben.
So they've matched their T rounds already from the previous one. So the question is, will that actually be a major player in this whole actual map? Because we can only assume now, with the weapon advantage currently as it is, New England Whalers take the lead. Assuming things go as they should, obviously. But I don't know. We've seen some players show up. Floppy was one of the big players as well during the Road to Rio. He was probably their top performer next to OC. So he's already on 10 kills. OC's third as well. And they're actually taking it ramp fast as their anti-eco, which I kind of like that as well. It's very rare you stack ramp.
This has worked out so well.
Ooh.
You can just sprint your way down. The only player that's there is Motum towards window.
That's the gun, though.
He breaks the glass because of the danger that is coming towards them. Has this man been fed nitro? And will he be explosive into the round?
JT
That is
has
going
a
to be the big
flash.
question.
If JT flashes, Motum could just charge. He knows there's no window.
He does like to get aggressive as well. That might slow them down slightly. I mean, JT takes a ton of damage off the HE. So does Sonic. They are outnumbering them. They just don't really have the firepower.
That smoke isn't great. There's a gap on both sides in the sense you can get out. And force technically the 1v1 on one of the sides, right? But unfortunately nothing really comes from it. 2 kills from Motum, that doesn't do anything for you, right? That's just, you know, consolation at this point.
Yeah.
So I mean, considering it was just a save rep, and that's not that bad, I guess. It's not that bad at all. But I did say, like, this map is a bit topsy-turvy for Cloud9. Like, their CT win rate, like, in those actual rounds, is about 50%. So they do average, like, an 8-7.5, which, you know, you would normally say that's not good enough, but then they have been playing some really good teams. So that could be a big part of that.
I suppose that is the interesting talking point to what we're now witnessing, though, right? Like, historically, based off that previous match, this is now a good average to find for New England Whalers already. Getting that 6th round on the board on their T side means they're set up for even more success here. Let's find out, though, how it will progress. We're back in. It's round 12. They've already got down Secret. Big Ben Lee, the fastest man on the earth. He sprints his way down Secret in a matter of seconds and gets into a good angle. They're just playing for the outside control right now. We haven't seen a peek come round from Motum. He's watching the off angle, expecting the cross to come over. Ooh, they tried to blind him, but he dodged it behind the box. That's a sick way to counter it. And it really all goes wrong from that point then.
The flash was used outside as well to let him peek afterwards. OC actually took that fight. Wow. That's very bold. So have you got the crosshairs of the players on?
I do.
Yeah. So have you noticed Ponalone's one?
His little circle. It's like a little egg.
It's not even a circle though, is it? It's like, it's slightly vertically taller. And I don't know how he's done that.
Yeah, it is like a hard-boiled egg.
Not quite a fried egg.
No. Sunny side up. Will he be happy into the round? Pone alone, 1 versus 5. Have to be a very historic occasion if he goes on to win this one. He's got 30 seconds, so time's certainly ticking away. Gets the peek onto Motum. Went for the wide swing on the gamble face. Not going to connect it. Goes down. But in the end, it doesn't really matter. So a pause coming out as well. Ben calling for a tech here. Immediately slowing down the game.
He did it slightly too early.
Oh no.
It does quite clearly say it needs to be paused during freeze time, but they do normally suck up all the freeze time to let their pause be longer.
Are they going to call for another one?
No.
Let it roll.
Okay. I suppose, yeah. I was going to say, he probably shouldn't have tried to go for that with the open hand, because they know OC does pick it up a lot. So obviously that's been now transferred across. You've got some AKs being picked up too. So 6-6 already. Double AK, double M4 on that CT side with the AWP. Outside smokes is going to be coming through. And Cloud9 are very willing to let them have outside control, is the other thing that's kind of peculiar about this. But this is why. OC going to be exploring towards lobby. The player that's been left in lobby has usually been good for 1 or 2 kills, which is DJ. So you can see he's still there as well. In that old sandbags location.
Yeah.
JT's been trusted below though. I think he needs another teammate to be there. As soon as OC gets this angle here, I think you let him. That's like you've got A covered basically.
So OC, oh no, he spots the leg. He's seen the shoes, and he's blown the foot clean off, taking him down with the USP. This causes the reaction as well, the charge that's coming out, as there is an absolute army sprinting towards window. JT playing the 2-man setup with Sonics. They should find the trade. They won't even need to. They get the first frag. But it does start to go a little bit south, leaving it in a 2 versus 3 retake situation for Cloud9 now. But Booby, oh, this man, he could play it excellently. If he just plays his cards right, it's up to Pone alone to buy time. And he doesn't do that, Ben. He goes off on a mission to slaughter, ripping heads clean off as the Kalashnikov punishes Floppy. And we're down to the 1v1. Booby from the rear, behind OC, peeks out. lines it up and pulls the trigger to end his life. That'll be an AWP salvaged as well. New England Whalers, that's a huge round.
That's huge plays from Pwn alone, right? We
Yeah.
kind of saw him with the AWP, but with the rifle, it was kind of like, how good is he with that as well? But big rotate, or good movement, really, from Booby there, actually, to catch off the gap in the defense, right? Although I will say that was not possible at all if Pwn alone doesn't get two. Getting the one, it probably would have still gone in Cloud9's favor. Let's see how this one goes. It's still a buy, but you can see the difference. The utility is lacking on that CT side.
Yeah, they really don't have too much. Flash-wise, we're pretty much completely extinct. We've got one remaining. A single smoke now as well after Motum chucks his out. It's only Sonic that has the Molotov, so no real offensive utility, but they do have offensive players. JT on the swing, brutalizing two men, as Booby and Rampage will both be broken. The peek from big boy Ben as well. Up on top of main, gets the first one to JT, but there's only two Ts remaining, and it's getting quite awkward for them. As Ben will fall, Pwn alone with the AWP. He's had fast reactions, but can he get another clutch off? Tiptoes his way around. The bomb is absolutely miles out of his control as well. Back towards outside, it's in no man's land, so it's not going to be easy for him to pick it up. Molotov's dropped to waste even more time towards Squeaky. And talking of time, we're below 50 seconds now. So if he's going to go for this, it needs to be fairly snappy. Peeks out, clean kill on main. Still two CTs left to find. One up on rafters and one behind. That's Motum dropping down from Hut, cleaning up the frag and saving the AWP to pass back over to OC. So 7-7. It's a lot closer than it looked like it was going to go initially.
That was another situation where you probably shouldn't go for it there.
Yeah.
Like, look at the money.
Well, it's twice he's given the AWP back over, right? Where OC wouldn't have had an AWP into the following round if he didn't.
It's also not the first time that they've fallen to a player in garage like that either. When they're trying to go toward main or wrap around towards, upper or toward nest rather.
This has effectively been the same play twice.
Yeah. At least the first time there was a try to like flash the person. This time it was both players not looking. Like nobody's even covering each other's backs, which I kind of feel like if you've already played this team on this map, it's probably the same plays being made. Players are kind of not basic, but people do have their repertoire that they stick to, which is why that's usually what separates the best from the really good. Oh, Martin, I mean, he gets the kill, but he did have a bit of a hop. He did bounce to the rhythm.
He did bounce the rhythm indeed, but OC unfortunately missing the beat on the peak, but the response is even better from Motum. A second into the round, he's hungry for a third, but he can't grind Ben 1-3-3-7 to a halt. Instead, it's Floppy up on top of the hut, punishing anyone that dares to come out. Unfortunately for him, DJ snuck by, and DJ's left himself in a 1 versus 4. The only thing he's got to his name is a Deagle. Can he do some damage with these 50 cal bullets of pain? Clean headshot on the first. The response is even better. 2 bodies now as he'll grab the M4. He's taken an awful lot of damage, though. He's got 17 HP, and he's slowly skulking his way round to peek back from the double doors. OC adjusts. He's already watching it with the AWP. Sonic taps the bomb, he opens the doors, and this gives him the audio cue to know where he is. They basically just need to push him and cover. That'll be the frag, and that'll be the half as well. Cloud9, they get an advantage, taking it 8-7.
Yeah, bit of an interesting one. I mean, ultimately, it was just a case of Cloud9 grinding those last few rounds out. DJ very unlucky to not get anything out with that, but we are going to have a little small break, I believe, for the halftime, aren't we? A nice little minute and a half, 2 minutes just to relax, calm down. Have a drink, maybe a Monster.
Yeah, maybe. Potentially one of these bad boys, Ben. You can crack that open, have a little bit of a drink. You never know. It could refresh you, keep you going, keep your electrolytes up. That's what you need here.
Yeah, I could do with one of those.
Hello everyone, and welcome back. Well, we are ready to get underway, of course, with more action here between Cloud9 and the New England Whalers. Benjamin, quite a fairly close half. It was an 8-7. Obviously, a little bit more unexpected compared to what we were potentially theory crafting going into this one.
Yeah, I think the main thing is the fact that the pistol went New England Whalers' way, right? They got the pistol, they won the second and the third. So ultimately, basically half their rounds were from that initial push. So when you think about it that way, this is probably quite similar to what happened in the previous matchup. The only difference being now what happens on this pistol.
Well, we will find out. As the pushing towards the A site seems to be the name of the game. Oh, and the T's are doing damage. Clean kills across the board, 3 of them. Punishing the CT side, leaving it just down to Pwn alone and Rampage. Can they go off on a rampage, though, to recover the round from the position it's been left in? Motum, up to his old tricks. He likes to get a bit aggressive, Ben. He sprints straight out through main. He's on the hunt. The angle is being watched by Pwn alone. Adjusts, but misses the shot. This gives them a bit of an inkling as to where he is. Silencer at least shrouding his position somewhat. Oh, clean kill from Rampage, at least back onto Motum. That's all it's really going to be. In the overall grand scheme of the pistol, it will be a round win for Cloud9. So a 9-7 straight off the back of the pistol round. Well then. Round 17. 9-7 as we go back in. HG's going to come out and blow the door clean off. Floppy on the peak through main. Motum with a Mac 10 looking for the face. Bit of a slow start into this one.
Yeah, quite an easy anti-eco thus far for the Cloud9 side of things. JT getting that double. Rampage with the UMP. Should be saving that though. So pretty much the same thing as what happened in the first half so far. Obviously this was a force by from New England Whalers, so assuming Rampage does drop here, or at least if he does save the UMP, it doesn't change too much either. It probably will go 11-7 to Cloud9. So we're probably focusing more on that round 19 area, right? The first buy of the entire half.
Where the game will get a little bit more serious again. Because obviously right now, New England Whalers basically can't do anything. They've got a single flash into this one. I mean, what could they even really do with it? Just flash out, go for an aggressive push, maybe? That's
lobby push is the best one, isn't it? The issue is trying to find a flash that gets into the lobby properly without, because if you bang it through hut, it makes enough noise, it hits enough walls, right? But it looks like he's in main, so maybe they're delaying this because of that. I mean, there's the flash gone. So nothing from that.
Yeah, chance of success gets lower. If they do push out through hut now, OC is going to be licking his lips, as he should just be able to pick all of them to pieces with the Galil. Oh, Bloodlust coming out as well. A love tap onto Motum into the back of the head. And Rampage is the only one alive. Timing-wise, he was almost given a chance. He pushed out while Motum was reloading, but he wasn't fast enough on the draw. Didn't get the kill. And we do go 11-7. So the buy now comes back out. They do have cash to spend.
Yeah, just before the first buy, I might as well just have a look through the scoreboard, I suppose. Just a bit of that. Motum, OC, both on 17 kills, doing very well. Floppy right behind them, 16. So those are the three players you normally highlight from this team anyway. On the other side of things, we've got Pwn alone, we've already highlighted them quite a bit. DJ, another key player. But Booby's actually 3-14. He obviously won that 1v1. So he's got some impact, but you know, he needs to be a bit more. They need all 5 players to show up here. What are they going to do with the Mac 10? There's 2 players without head armor on the CT side. So you could utilize it quite well, assuming they go into that player.
They got smokes outside early. So it blocks off Garage, the entire vision
It's
on
the
the
L-shaped
cross.
smokes.
Yeah.
These were a big Road to Rio push, from what I saw. They were used quite often. Gives you a lot of access to different areas.
Ben is so huge into this round. It depends on the timing, though. He played it right, but as he pushes through, they detect it and clear it. They take him down. It's actually gone quite wrong. Smoke shot seemed to be the name of the game. OC, the smoke killer, as he shoots through and takes down Booby, deflating him, leaving it into a 2 versus 2. Motum and OC versus Pwn alone and Rampage. The issue is, there's only 2 men on the site, and that's both of the T's. They've claimed it as their own territory as well. OC playing on the angle behind the box close towards Hut. Motum with the timing. He flicks off. Didn't expect the ramp push. We're down into a 1v2. It's all up for this Galil. Can it achieve some absolutely glorious frags into the round? Of course it can on the first, and the follow-up on the second is even better, as Rampage will be dropped, and OC clutches it out. The hat-trick, paying dividends for the team as they go 12-7.
I'm kind of confused. I mean, I get the clearing squeaky close angle for him, but the player should have gone up the vent silently, right? If you're like low, you're playing to like clear his angles, you play to bait for him, don't you? Instead, both players kind of ran it and gave him a chance to easily take them both down.
Yeah. No, I would agree. You would have thought so.
Yeah. So this is now a different scenario from what we saw in the first half. First buy goes to Cloud9. New England Whalers on a bit of a pistol buy, nothing more. We're probably looking at a 13-7 scoreline here. Ooh, this is... Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh, the one bit of scorching that went down obviously gave them all the information in the world, so Ben has to reposition straight into the crosshairs of Floppy. DJ up on top of the hut with the shotgun. Not really doing much, but it's the CZ that starts to pop off. 2 big frags. The pistol prowess on display there, at least from Rampage, but it isn't really enough. Overall, they pistol the round all away. It goes 13-7. Cloud9 close to actually closing out this opening map now. They've got a lot of momentum. The wind is under their wings on Nuke, Ben.
Yeah, I bet Rampage was hoping that you could curb stomp on the game, but land on people, you do damage. He did land on that player coming out of hut.
To be fair, Rampage was a banging video game. Terrible movie, but fantastic.
What about the
video
UFC
game.
fighter?
Not
Rampage Jackson. He was great.
What a lad.
I was a big fan of the Ultimate Fighter season. Him and Rashad Evans is good.
Just
OC with the
Raya Hall
side.
spin kicks all over the place.
Let's see how this one goes, though. It is another buy. New England Whalers, they need to win this one to keep themselves into the game. Because otherwise they'll be putting themselves in an awkward spot where they might have to play for overtime, which you don't really want to be doing on your pick, especially at this sort of deficit either. Good pick to find, though. And you can pretty much identify that was 100% one person alone.
Ooh. Right, well, timing-wise, it's not gone down very well on the execute towards the A site. They're walking out, but this is so awkward. They push into the smokes through main. The frags are coming in thick and fast from Booby. As it goes on a bit of a bloodlust and breaks them all with the M4 and the elevated angle, spamming down. Sparks are flying. It's a bit of a lightning fight from a frightening height, and that is it in the end. 13-8, New England Whalers, they come back in with a round. Looks so fragmented and confused on that push from Cloud9, Ben.
Yeah, that's quite weird. Because we saw Sonic, his POV, just about when the smoke came down at Squeaky.
Yeah.
We saw him run through. But then he kind of disappeared for a bit and ended up at the wall vent. So I was like, if his team were out with him, they probably killed him because all 3 players rotated nest. And that's a bit wild.
Oh. Pwn alone.
Oh no!
Oh. Pwn alone 2, lost in New York. He's got lost, Ben. Lost by squeaky door.
And instead of being an absolutely crazy child killing some random people, he decides to die. Oh, this round is falling.
Are all over the A bomb site, Ben. They're just slipping all over the gaff. It's not gone well. DJ goes down. Oh, nearly the team ace from Cloud9.
That round just fell to bits off of 1 kill.
Yeah.
Like the map completely fell. Control was gone.
As soon as they had that confidence, that was it. Just hard push in towards the site. Pwn alone's gone. That's the AWP out of control. That's
you can
rough.
see the money, though. Like, look how messed up their situation is. They have to play for overtime. They're willingly playing for it as well. Backs against the wall. It is their pick. Somehow the scoreline looking worse than it was in the previous matchup. And considering it was only 8 rounds on the CT side for Cloud9. Ooh. Nade doesn't do as much. I think it went under that chair, didn't it?
Yeah, I think it got stuck behind the little plastic chair.
No, that's a fold-out chair you get.
No, what type of chair is that?
I think that's just a regular chair.
Just a normal chair, like an office chair. Ooh. Well, Rampage is going to be sitting down towards the ramp. He's been put to bed and tucked in with a goodnight kiss from bottom. They're straight down the ramp and sprinting in towards the B site. JT outside gets into a bit of a firefight. Dispatches the first, but he's trapped. As long as Pwn alone basically just drive-bys with Booby, they should clean up and not have any issues. They've recovered the weapon from that. But their arsenal is lacking. It's got a lot of cracks in it. And they're going to need to hit all of their shots. They don't have a kit either, Ben. So timing-wise, they're really in the frying pan for this one.
Yeah, there's no kit, as you said. Like that's pretty much the guaranteed. The round is gone. They just want to keep that weapon on Booby. It's not even a case of if they kill somebody, it does damage. Because right now, yeah, look at the situation. Like, how much money do Cloud9 players have?
Oh, yeah. They're minted.
Yeah, so that'll be 15 to 8. I mean, they can run onto the bomb site and tap it if they want to. It's not really going to do much of it. It doesn't even tap it.
So it is only Booby that survives with the AK. DJ swings out through the door and goes down the end, so no Deagle armor save for him. Won't matter, as the disc jockey himself can rebuy up for an M4 full buy around that with nades and utility, so he's going to be happy at the end. Floppy dropping the binds in response as well.
I don't think that's a bind.
Do you think he's just hard typing haha?
Yeah, because he did it earlier. Although, is that the same one?
No, that's what I mean. Surely that's like a haha
That is the
bind.
same one, yeah.
Because that's what Gandhi used to do, obviously, back in Source.
His was all caps, wasn't it?
His was like, but it was like 50 characters of haha. It started in caps and ended lowercase.
The fact he hasn't said sorry or anything like that is a bit, you know, a bit questionable.
To be fair, surely there must be either some friends or...
Yeah, they know each other.
Yeah, you'd imagine.
He'd still say sorry. In like the heat of the moment, people do take things differently.
Well, the one thing Cloud9 are taking right now seems to be the win, Ben. 15 rounds on the board. They can close it out here in round 24. If they shut this one down, take it 16 to 8 on the opening map, and move us on deeper into the series. I believe Train being our second map. Smoke goes in towards main. Obviously, Ben going to be blocked off from that. Outside control being established. A much slower round from Cloud9. Ben actually gets a pick as well.
Interesting kill to find through the squeaky there. Polalone's got a good advanced position on ramp too, so he'll hear any movement towards her if they do run it. He doesn't need to overstep here though, but he will do it anyway.
Oh, he's just contact walking the whole way up, but he's not clearing towards the right. Oh, eventually gets the flick off, takes down OC, and JT's left at a 1 versus 3. Needs a hat trick, but he's not going to get it. Will fall. New England Whalers stay alive for at least another round. I think they were debating if they wanted to take that second AWP or not.
It looked like he wanted to grab it.
Yeah, but the body block just stopped him.
Yeah.
Not the blobby block. Not Mr. Blobby didn't just come in. Just yeah.
Blobby, blobby, blobby.
My AWP. No, Mr. Blobby.
This isn't your AWP. Go away.
Imagine that. New agent skin. It's just Mr. Blobby.
Bright pink. Sonic doesn't make it down the vent. Valiant attempt. I mean,
yeah, he's gone for it.
Yeah, that was something, I suppose.
Like a base jumper.
Cloud9 though have to compose themselves a bit here because they don't want to allow the New England Whalers to like build up some sort of confidence, that sort of thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
You want to make sure that you do deal the killing blow quite early. Because regardless, New England Whalers, they'll be disappointed they've lost this map. This is their pick.
Yeah. Ooh. Also, considering the fact they did slightly better on the T side as well. CT side, though, they need to be good here. One of the players that has to really thrust himself into the forefront of the game is Pone alone. They're pushing in towards the site. He's playing perfectly with Rampage, at least on the bait and switch, and the timing is brilliant. Refaces, kills Floppy, and leaves it all on JT. Again, he's alive in a late 1 versus 4 situation. Suspects there could be someone coming towards the secret. Ben on the angle. Crab walking down. Crab raves to victory, Ben.
Yeah, nothing's quite gone yet, though. Still a chance for a comeback. 15 to 10. Question is, though, can they get any more on the board? There's still a Cloud9 buy. Again, they're not out of the water just yet. It feels like they won't be out of the water at all this half. They'll probably 1 round of the next 5 if they were to make it, where it's actually a eco. And even then, it won't be an eco. It'll be like a pistol armor buy. So all of these rounds are scary. That was some really nice movement. Like, OC did a really good like bunny hop jump off of somebody's head when they crouched onto the single box to get the peek really quickly.
Oh, that's sick.
It was very smooth.
The hours of KZ paying off.
Yeah. So the L-shape smokes been done from pretty close. Although it looks like there's a bit of a variation on this one. This is slightly different. So main smoked, and then in front of Nest, but oh my word, there's so many flashes.
Ooh. My, this is a little bit messy. Towards outside, they eventually overthrow Ben, but they've taken quite a brute force amount of damage from it. Pwn alone also gets left on 24 HP. Luckily, he's basically self-Bogdaned with the AWP, so it won't matter too much. And he's still playing as aggressively as ever, as he peeks into Sonic and sends him to sleep with a first. Can he clean up any more kills, though? A little bit like a spilt drink, Ben, no. He's the one getting mopped up as OC comes out with the AWP and stunts the progression into the round for New England Whalers. DJ. Oh, timing. My goodness.
JT saw him. So the flash hits the player in heart. OC. Oh, headshot off that. That's a good kill to find. That's probably the round as well. Motton catches the rotate. He delays it at least. But that bomb's going to be going down lower. And they have to rotate. The ramp rotate as well. They're going into the hands of JT.
Oh, man. Yeah, JP's going to end it right here, surely. Booby stays alive for now, but it's just one Booby remaining as he drops down onto the ramp, breaks his legs. Molotov going to go out, bounces off the wall to try and clear towards Dark, smokes the window. He's using the utility correctly, but he's just so vastly outnumbered that his chances into the rounds are really starting to slip away from him. He has a kit, and he's going to go for it. Spring in his step, the Molotov comes in. If OC didn't kill him, the Molotov would have basically secured the game, but that's the way it goes, Ben. Cloud9, they shut it down and walk away with a victory in the end. A 16-10 scoreline. Well played from Cloud9 there to open it up in the series.
Yeah, they've bested the previous record. At least it was 16-11
Yeah.
last time. So a better
little
T
bit
side
better.
from them. Yeah. But I would say, the pistols were different. They were flipped this time. The T side won both. So that's very different. But ultimately, that is New England Wales losing their pick. So now we go to Train, which is Cloud9's. They will be starting that T side. The question is, how different will the game be there?
That is a good question. Obviously, overall, and the way it was played, at least, it definitely had some moments of individual brilliance. It looked a lot closer on that first half, but I think we certainly started to see a bit more of the inexperience coming out from New England Whalers onto that the CT side. That's where there was just so many more cracks for obviously Cloud9 to just abuse them, basically.
Yeah, that's definitely the case. But ultimately, Train's the next one. So I'm hoping we'll see something better from New England Wales, at least, from that map.
Yeah, potentially so. Obviously, still more to come then as the series develops. We're back in with Train, our second map in the series, when we return from the break.